Welcome to episode 8. We're here.
Ocho,
Wait,
as some would call it.
It's a nice little long weekend.
inclusion reporting for duty.
Yes,
Diversity,
this
equity, and inclusion.
this podcast is brought to you by diversity, equity, and inclusion. Inclusion because Casey is black now, because she's a redhead.
Equity because I'm a
Not
Libra.
right now, but born a redhead. Might
Yeah,
go back.
yeah.
Maybe this changes me to go back. I
Yeah.
say the reason I'm not a redhead is because I was bullied into not being a redhead. I turned 18 and dyed my hair black, like permanent black hair dye. So I messed up my whole hair because of that. But now I might go back and embrace it. Now my hair
Bust it
grows
back
in
out.
gray. So maybe I lost
Also,
that shit.
remember this weekend is for the veterans.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Not Mr. Bonespurs.
We hope you
Not
enjoy
Captain
your nice
Bones.
little long weekend. We hope you disassociated because it's doom and gloom, but we can disassociate and enjoy some grilling and some laying by the pool in order to salvage any bit of our mental health. So take that time if you need it. You deserve
Yeah.
to lay by the pool and just
Yeah.
disassociate.
And-
Enjoy yourself just a tad.
Just a bit. And when it comes to enjoying themselves, I think Harvard is enjoying themselves going tit for tat with Trump. In a prelude to the thing that they were distracting from, the Trump regime threw out a little distraction. They said, hey, let's mess with Harvard again. Okay? They said they can't accept international students anymore. And all the current international students have to transfer. Not even 24 hours later, federal judge comes in, blocks that, says absolutely not. That's not happening. You can't do that. Not sure why they keep. I don't know if they think that they're going to be able to do this dance with Harvard, or if it's just like there's things going on over here. We don't want people to look. So Harvard, hey, we're just gonna mess with you again. But the fact that Harvard was able to get a federal judge to swat something down from the president in 24 hours, I think should be a blaring flag that they're not to be fucked with. That they're not the ones or
Not
the
the
two
ones.
or the three. So
They said, we've got time.
yeah, they got time. They've got the resources. They've got the legal representation. They got the connections.
Yes.
Leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
Enough.
Just leave them alone. Just leave them alone.
Leave Harvard alone.
But now we know what the distraction was for.
The big, beautiful bill with a lot of alliteration. That's a too big word for me, but I'm not really me.
That's a
I
big
have a
word for
big-
Elmo.
I have a big, beautiful brain inside this lovely white woman. So the big ugly bill passes in the House 215 to 214. Jerry Connolly died. Just
That's not
sorry, just saying. I mean,
funny. So abrupt.
maybe if we had people who were not riddled with cancer or breaking their hips or
Have dementia.
have dementia or staring off into space like they're having a stroke like a turtle.
The witches, they need to stop.
Yes, witches. We need to have a discussion here, especially if you are a new witch or if you are the type of witch who does not typically dabble in curses. We need to have a talk. You're doing it wrong.
Cursing the wrong people.
Stop it. Stop it.
2 of our leaders this year, 2 Democratic
Stop it.
politicians just in the past 130 days.
I'm cursing other witches for cursing wrong. Basically,
Mitch
Okay.
McConnell. Mitch McConnell.
let's
Come on.
stop
Not
with
Jerry.
the cursing and let's start with a productive energy flow until you get a grip on how to curse right. All right?
Because you got the wrong guy. Okay.
This is too easy to backfire because not only are you getting the ones in politics, you're getting the good ones not in politics. I mean, how many people have we, like, good people have we lost lately? Betty freaking White before her 100th birthday.
I feel like
Criminal.
I'm hitting the Discord once a month saying
At
you
least
got
once
the
a month.
wrong person
You got
again.
the wrong person.
Somebody take the witches.
But in all seriousness, no, we gotta have a talk, people, because we gotta stop electing dinosaurs and get these motherfuckers out and get people appropriately aged. I'm sorry if this is ageist, but if the social security requirements are going to be that you have to retire at around 65, if certain places are going to force retire you at around the age of 60 to 70, maybe that's probably for a reason.
If you aren't going to outlive your term, that's a problem.
The dude just got reelected. The election
We
just happened.
Chair.
He didn't
we
make it a
could have used
year.
that.
Chair.
We could have used that vote, to help stop these
Oh my God.
people
This would
from
have
getting rid of
tied
Medicaid.
He
or
died a week
lost.
before the vote.
A week before. We could have used that.
This is a real conversation, people, because now
We
his
could have
seat is
used that.
open.
We needed that vote.
We needed that vote. What the
Sorry for the
fuck?
dark humor. But we needed
But it's not really humor. I mean, it's humor, but it's not. It's serious, y'all. Because that's two people. We lost two Democrats since this term started.
And
no,
2 Republicans dissented on this.
no Republicans.
And yes, two Republicans actually did dissent on this. One from Ohio and one from Kentucky.
Yes, Thomas
Yes.
Massey. He always goes against
said,
them.
yeah,
He's good to go
he's
against
mad at
them.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, with two Republicans dissenting, we still lost because two Democrats fucking died, people.
Come on.
Come on. So, this also extends to judges because Ruth Bader Ginsburg deserved to retire and live out her last years not fighting for women's rights. Okay, she did that enough. So, judges, in addition to term limits, other provisions are about to be made.
Limits for everyone. Term limits all over the place. Enough.
Age limits, term limits. If you're going to put a minimum age requirement, you damn well put a maximum age requirement. If I got to be 35 to run for president, I had better be no more than 70, 65
Yep.
to run for president.
Speaking of judges, in this fucking bill, they decided to put in something that has nothing to do with a bill or anything financial related. It is about stripping the federal judges and the Supreme Court judges of their power to hold essentially elected officials, police officers, and pretty much anyone that does white collar crime in contempt of court. If everything you're doing is so legal, why are you trying to get rid of judges' power? Is it because you're criming? Is it because your job is crime?
Their jobs are crime.
Their jobs are crime. That's all they do. They
Criminals
crime
be criminal
all day long. Hard.
What's my occupation?
Hard.
Crime.
Crime.
Sims. It's the Sims. They got a job in crime. They started off as petty theft and then they got promoted to burglar.
Yeah. So call your senators to stop these burglars. Okay.
Stop the burglars.
Especially if you live in a red state, to stop these burglars from burglaring the power of the judges. Okay. Mm-hmm. Because they need 51 votes in the Senate, and to my knowledge, all the Democrats will say no. But who fucking knows with these people?
Find out.
Call everybody, but especially call your senators. Even if you live in a red state, do not feel like you shouldn't call. Especially if you live in a red state, because those are the ones that we need to flip. We need just a couple of them to grow a spine. I believe it's 4. We'll see. And allegedly, I'm not going to get my hopes up yet, Ron Johnson has enough to block this. But we know they like to flip-flop. So while we have this, call them and be like, hey,
Don't take their
Stay
money.
right. Don't move. Don't fucking move. Don't you fucking move.
Fivecalls.org. Fivecalls.org. That's the easiest, fastest way to get a script and your senator's phone number to call.
Mm-hmm.
Links and all. They give you links to all of the documentation so you can look at it for yourself. But they also have a script.
I will say, now would also be the time to write your own script. This bill is going to affect so many people personally, and I think that they need to hear how this is going to affect you personally.
At least one bullet point. You can use the script on 5 calls and just add in, this is going to affect me personally by, and throw in at least one sentence there about how it's going to affect you.
Use humanity against them. Do it.
Make them feel bad. Shame them.
Shame them.
Okay? That's where we're at this point.
Even
Cry.
Lie. I voted for you. I voted for you. Whether you did or not. Whether you did or not. They don't know. B, even if they did know, they're not going to fucking care. C, they're going to hear, oh no, we're losing popularity.
Oh no, they're not going to vote for me again.
Oh, midterms.
Oh no, we got to get our political ads ready for next year's midterms.
Uh-oh.
But
we do have better news aside from judges, on the verge of having their power stripped from them.
Check on Substack tomorrow.
Yes.
We have the ICE update of the week. Pretty much my segment now. Casey brings you all the fuckery that is happening with ICE. But we're starting on a good note because it's my segment and I want to start on a good note. We have Ximena Arias Cristobal. I've spoken probably 3 or 4 times on this podcast about her. She is 19 years old. She was arrested in Dalton, Georgia. They pulled over the wrong car. Somebody else made a traffic violation. Her car didn't even look similar, but she was pulled over. She was arrested and then handed over to ICE custody, where she remained even after they found out that they pulled over the wrong car. So earlier in the week, the officer who arrested her was named publicly, not by the police department, but by people who were able to get the dash footage, enlarge it, and figure out who they are because the internet is forever. So they figured out that the officer involved name is Leslie O'Neill. And yes, I'm going to say his name. Absolutely, I am.
Leslie O'Neill.
Leslie O'Neill of Dalton, Georgia. So he resigned. He resigned not because he feels terrible for what he's done or what he said to her, but because after his name was publicly revealed and people obviously publicly bashed him, he didn't feel that the Dalton Police Department stood up for him. So he, in a fit of rage, resigned and said, "You guys aren't best buddies. Best buddies defend each other. You didn't defend me. You didn't back the blue. So I'm out of here." And the police department said, "Okay, you did mess up." So he resigned, but we're all going to continue to boo him publicly. Absolutely. The next is the best news of all. Friday, I'm driving in my car. I hit a red light. What do? Go on my phone. Don't do that. Don't do that. But the first thing I see is that we are tagged in a video of Ximena being released from custody, being released back to her family. When I tell you, I started sobbing. I pulled into the Walmart parking lot to sob and then was like, I need to share this update, but I couldn't stop sobbing. So I just made the video. It is on the internet. I am embarrassed. It lives forever on the internet that I'm sobbing, but I felt it was like a raw moment of humanity because I have not stopped thinking about her for weeks. I'm talking weeks. We commented back and forth with her family members. That's how deep I was in this. I was about 2 seconds away from making a petition for her because nobody else was. That's how deep I was in this because I just knew that if we stopped saying her name, she was going to be disappeared. It was a matter of time.
Yep.
And seeing her in her mother's arms absolutely broke me emotionally because I can't imagine how safe she finally feels being back with her mom. Like, if it were me at 19 and that happened and I got to be reunited with my mom, I would feel just like everything's okay now. Like the emotional weight. That doesn't negate everything she's been through, things we might never know about, the trauma of being put in a detention center with hundreds of people in the same situation who are scared for their lives, screaming, crying, being treated terribly. She endured that for 3+ weeks. And the only reason that she was released is because everyone collectively in the community and outside the community banded together and said, we have to not shut up about this. She needs to get legal counsel. She needs money. We need to do everything we can for her so that they can't just disappear her. And that's what happened. The public pressure was too much. She got a good legal team because people donated, and they were able to get her released before her hearing. This doesn't mean the road ahead is easy for her. She still has a hearing. She is still facing possible deportation, but she is not being held in a detention center where we are not going to know her well-being or a status of her. She is okay, she's safe, and she sleeps in her own bed tonight. And we have to take the wins where we can. I wish the whole thing was thrown out and they would just move on. That's just not the case here. But at least our public pressure worked. And so it was my plea in the video, as I was an emotional wreck, to say, I know it's hard to speak out on something because you think I'm just one person. What does my opinion or my voice matter? But you are one of millions who are just disgusted by what's going on. And if every single one of us were outwardly as outraged, a lot of this couldn't happen. So many cases like this wouldn't have happened. And for every story like Ximena that has made public platforms, mainstream media, TikTok, all of that, there are hundreds that didn't. There are just hundreds that did not make media news. So think about that too. And just I know it's easy to be a bystander, but now is not the time. And it leads me to my next point of why it's not okay to be a bystander.
I just have to point out the when Jimena was hugging her mother and says, "Mommy," my heart broke. And when all of those reporters are just shoving microphones in her face, asking her how she feels, and she's like, "I'm excited to sleep in my own bed tonight without waking up to screaming." Those people that she heard screaming are still
Still there.
screaming tonight.
Yeah.
They're still there.
They're still screaming tonight.
Absolutely. So that's why everybody needs to be as outraged as we were. I mean, I was outraged. I mean, I saw red when I saw the report that they pulled over the wrong car and they still weren't letting her go. Like, I literally saw red. I was
Not
like,
that it was okay that she had, to deal with this at all, even if she had forgotten her blinker. Who hasn't done that? Turned right on a red without a blinker? It, it was
It's a mistake.
infuriating enough. But then to know that the cop was so incompetent.
and you know what? He got what he deserved. The internet is forever, and if the police weren't going to release his name, bet that somebody else was.
Leslie.
Leslie
What a
O'Neill.
what a dumb name.
Dumb freaking name. Anyways, ICE is at it again. I spoke about Judge Hannah Dugan of Milwaukee, who is facing trial for being a judge, not letting ICE detain people inside of her courtroom. So that blew up. So now ICE is saying we need a new tactic because we can't go inside the courtrooms apparently. So we'll just wait outside. So that's what they did in Phoenix, Arizona. They went to the courthouse and they all staked outside in plain clothing They snatched up anyone who was coming to their immigration hearings or whoever was inside coming out so that they didn't know. Because they're in plain clothing, people didn't know. They were able to detain 20 individuals, and in that time frame, people started calling each other and saying, "Do you know what's happening at the courthouse right now?" And everyone banded together. There was a crowd that showed up and protested loudly because it's public property. So they joined ICE outside the courtroom and said, "Bet, we're going to be loud in your face, screaming. We're all going to like huddle around you." They made them so uncomfortable that they basically chased them out. They got the last person they could. And as they were going to the car, they followed them. Everyone flocked. People were screaming, reading the Constitution to them. People were on live telling their friends to call the representatives in Phoenix and say, "This is what's happening, call the police." People were outraged and they had to leave because they were outnumbered.
Those chickens ran.
They ran. And
They ran like dogs with tails between their legs.
And I said in the video as well, look, if we all are not innocent bystanders, we all get out of our car, we outnumber them every time.
All it takes is one brave soul to start. It's so much easier for us to join together if at least one person starts it. Be brave enough to start it, and you will swiftly find yourself as part of a group ready to fight back.
And these are not officers. Guys, these are, we all know, they are January 6th insurrectionist Proud Boys wearing street clothing, cargo pants, Skechers, and now they're wearing underwear over their face. They're wearing tighty whities as masks. And I'm not kidding you. That is a video online of a man pulling his tighty whities off of his head. They didn't want to wear masks in 2020, but they're fully confident in wearing underwear over their face in 2025.
I can't breathe. I'm going to be depleted of oxygen. I need to be able
Puts
to breathe.
100% cotton underwear over their
Puts
face.
underwear over my face.
ICE doesn't wear body cams.
They don't wear body cams.
Do with that information what you will.
And if you look like this, you're not getting tackled to the ground.
Lots of states like Ohio, for example, have something called constitutional carry. For those of you who are fans of the Second Amendment, and it seems to be that those on the right have no problem bringing their ARs to a peaceful protest. So if you feel genuinely that yours or someone else's life is in danger, and a plainclothes person is kidnapping someone off the street, I'm just saying, you have a right. I'm just saying.
I'm also just saying that you can buy the same vest that they're wearing on Amazon.
Just a thought.
It is on Amazon.
Oh, quick, just because we did not talk about this before, but today, May 25th, Sunday, is the anniversary of George Floyd's murder.
Yes. Yep.
So,
and they were trying to talk about getting him released. Yeah, that was on purpose.
On purpose. They would like them, and they would like us all to go out in the streets, but they would especially like the Black community to go into the streets so that they can bait them and use them.
And just a reminder, the murderer, whose name I will not even put on air because he doesn't deserve the publicity. He's already behind bars. Justice is already being served. Even if he gets a federal pardon, that does not release him from state custody. So it would not matter. Nobody gives a fuck if he gets a federal pardon because it's not going to change anything. No. He is still going to be behind bars.
Yep. Tim Walz ain't letting him out.
Tim Walz made that abundantly clear.
Yeah.
And the last...
what we could have had.
Yep. Oops, somebody's booming. So I couldn't tell who it was. But somebody.
It was me. It was my chair. It squeaked when I moved.
You're good. Next, we have the final update, which is Casper Eriksson. Now, buckle up for this one. Casper Eriksson, a Danish man who's lived legally in the US for over a decade, married with 4 kids, full time welder, had a visa, got detained at his citizenship interview. So he was in the final stages of getting citizenship. And he's currently in a private ICE facility in Louisiana. It is the same one Rumesa Ozturk was in. So the one that's infested with cockroaches, under constant human rights violations, profiting off of the amount of people that they're holding. Why, you may ask? Because he did not submit one paper in 2015. That was at the time that he and his wife had unfortunately lost their baby, and he was not in the right state of mind and missed one form. The system doesn't care. But the part that's even more infuriating on the story is that him and his family are very pro Trump, very MAGA. This comes from people who know the family personally. This also comes from both of their social media accounts. They repost a lot of MAGA propaganda. They also are crosses and homesteading, and you know where I'm going with this. They cheered this system on.
I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Oh, I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
Yeah, they thought surely this would never affect me because I'm white and a Christian. Duh. And the
What a
system
lie.
said, nobody's exempt. No, when we meant we're getting rid of all them illegals, that meant you too. That meant you too. So they're in the FAFO. And might I say, from my empathetic side, this shouldn't happen to anyone. We're not negating that. We're not saying, LOL, it happened to you. No, we're saying this is exactly why we all said years ago not to support this man anymore, because he doesn't care about you. He wants your vote. And then he doesn't care what happens to you after. And if you're waiting for something to happen to you personally to see that, it's too late. It's too late now. Now, Casper couldn't have voted. We don't know if he voted or not, but legally, he could not have voted. It still doesn't mean that the outward support didn't maybe make somebody who could vote go vote for them. It also shows the type of person he is. And the type of person he is, I'm saying it now. He didn't outwardly say it, but it means I'm white. Nothing bad can happen to me.
It was supposed to be them.
Not supposed to be me. Well, it is you. So are they going to defend it? Or are they going to turn around and say, oh no? Well, they've turned around and said, oh no. The problem is his wife is in a very high risk pregnancy right now. And he's not being released. And he has a hearing on the 27th where he will remain. And so the wife is trying to raise money for the same thing like Ximena's family did for legal counsel. But they're not getting the support that Ximena did. And Ximena's is over like 70K right now. They are barely struggling to raise 10K. Why? Because you can't expect the same sympathy when you outwardly wanted this to happen. You just didn't want it to happen to you. But you wanted it to
Just
happen
didn't want it to
to
happen.
anyone who doesn't look like you, aka not white.
Yep.
So the system doesn't care who you voted for, who you support. Eventually, it turns inward, and boy, did it. We will keep you updated on the story. But that was a twisty, turny one.
And I want to just point out that a lot of people in this situation have partners at home and who are pregnant, about to give birth, in high risk pregnancy. It's a lot of them. Have you noticed that?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
It's
Luke,
their wives are either pregnant or they have young children. It's a pattern. And it's not just because, well, lots of people have families. Well, yes, obviously. But for the most part, for a very long time in this country, having a family did give you a certain level of protection, or at least gave your family a certain level of protection. That is all gone. Everybody's just getting kidnapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
And the women and the children that get kidnapped, we don't know where they always go.
no.
Nope. But we have better news.
Mm-hmm.
Federal judge told Trump no again. Remember when they tried to dismantle the Department of Education because they want people to be dumb? The federal judge said, "No. Why would you do that? That doesn't make sense." And then also, they also tried to gut it, probably because they knew it would get blocked. And they said, "Oh, we're going to fire 1,300 workers." The judge also said, "No. Put them back. Reset everything." Because Republicans know that the less educated people are, the more people will vote for them. They hate educated an educated proletariat. They hate it when people come to vote in droves. They do not like numbers or education because when those two things happen, they lose. Hence why they go out of their way to gerrymander and do other things. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. So, good thing that happened because we can't keep having them taking down our federal departments and institutions just because they want to play shitty Hitler.
Hmm.
They're villains and they're not even good at it.
Speaking of villains who aren't really
Yeah.
that good
Oh.
at it, um, the one thing he did do was steal a lot of our information. There
Yeah.
is that.
A whole
So
bunch.
Elon Musk has decided suddenly that he is not going to be in politics anymore.
Oh
Um,
no.
how fucking sad.
Little
uh,
violin.
according to many different reports, right now I'm currently getting this off of Independent from Yahoo News. And I'm sorry, I'm just giggling. Quote, the billionaire donated at least $288 million to Donald Trump's campaign war chest last year.
That's just last year.
Ah.
Oh.
That's just
And
last year.
he tried to head the Doge, but he wasn't really ahead, but he was ahead, but he wasn't ahead. Um, so he tried to cut funding and fired a whole bunch of people, though he didn't have the authority to fire them, and judges are currently reinstating them. So basically, they just got paid vacation because they have to get paid for all that time, by the way. Just saying. Uh, he's just spent so much money. He cost he cost so much money. He
Yeah.
was charging like freaking Doge employees are getting $100,000 salaries, people. You're paying teeny boppers hundreds of thousands of dollars to steal your information. I just can't. Uh, Musk also plowed at least $18 million into one single race in Wisconsin, and we all know how that went. Very, very, very poorly for him.
So good.
I'm I'm looking at the picture with him with the little cheese hat on. He looks like such a fucking tool.
Stupid.
He
He's,
thought that would. He thought he ate with
Thought he
that.
ate with that.
That's
oh,
what he ate
it's
with
so
that.
bad. It's so
He
so
said,
bad.
that's what the people want. And they said, no.
He
Take
No.
that
literally
off.
he literally says about like getting back into politics, quote, I believe he means it right now. Oh wait, not that one. I'm sorry. I went too far. I think I've done enough. If I see a reason to do political spending in the future, I will do it. I do not currently see a reason. Just a reminder, he had to sell a business back to himself
Mm-hmm.
in order to get loans against his stocks because his stocks changed value so badly that he had to start redoing things. He is cash poor.
He ain't got it.
He is cash poor.
Yes, you
He
can go to bed
cannot.
at night knowing you have more cash money
than
than
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk.
He's homeless. He's homeless. He
He's a
doesn't
hobo.
live anywhere. He's like bouncing between random ass government buildings and shit and just like grifting and uh acting like a homeless man going from bridge to bridge to government building, government building. These are his benches. He's like just taking up full-blown wings and office space. It's like this man is the reason he is not putting more money into politics isn't because he does not currently see a reason. It's because he does not have the money to put into it.
He said, "Can I pay you in Dogecoin?"
He can't pay his baby mama. His most recent baby mama had to sell her Tesla because he's not paying his child support.
Because he's paying to lose Supreme Court races in states.
But
He
at
won't
least he
pay
got the
his
cheese
child.
hat, okay?
But he got
That's a
Oh,
it.
thank God.
souvenir.
So he's gonna be back to work 24/7 to try to save his career. Yeah, he's not saving shit. We all know who he is, and that stock is just gonna keep going down because we
We
don't
talked
care.
about this. I made the video. I said, "Do not let this man get on these interviews and go boo-hoo. Please help me. I didn't mean to. Don't let him do that to you." And he's already starting by saying, "I'm going to work 24/7. I'm going to sleep in the office because I'm working so hard." As Kitty just
Because he
said,
doesn't have a home.
he doesn't have anywhere to sleep.
I'm gonna sleep at the office, bro. You've already been doing that. You've already been doing that.
Yeah,
It's so bad. I
it's
mean, he's
bad.
just sitting here listening to Kid Rock crying, eating Ben and Jerry's
It's so bad.
because he
Oh my
can't eat at Kid
God.
Rock's. Because what happened to Kid Rock?
Oh, we're not there.
Oh, we're not there yet.
Yeah, we still
Ah,
gotta cover
No. We got
FEMA.
another
we
villain
got
before
another
that.
one.
More
Ah,
We got
villains.
more
I keep
villainry
doing
before
that. Damn
that.
it! I don't do it
We
during the
will talk
practice.
about Kid Rock though.
We got Trump. We got Trump withholding FEMA aid because he's still a fucking supervillain. He withheld aid from North Carolina. One, because Josh Stein is a Democrat, their governor of North Carolina. But this is par for the course. This is not the first time he did this.
Mm-hmm.
He did this during his first administration to California when they had their wildfires going during that time. And he asked, I need to see who they voted for before I give them the aid. He said, I need to know who voted for me before I give California the aid. California, the blue state. So one of the aides literally had to pull up a chart of the demographics and say, okay, look at this part right here. This whole part of California voted for you. So that's how they got their aid. A White House aide saved California back during the first administration. So, oh, and guess what? He did it more even before this time with North Carolina, with Missouri, with Josh Hawley. He said, "No, you cannot have FEMA aid after you've had your terrible storms and you need federal funding." But they eventually did get their aid. I believe that Josh Hawley will be voting yes on the big ugly bill, and that is how he got his aid. Oh, but he did it again this year, and it's only May. He did it to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, one of his sycophants in Arkansas. She said, "Hey, I love you. I remember I was your press secretary. Remember me? Remember me, Sarah? That was me the first time. Can I have some FEMA aid? No, no, you're good. I don't even know you. Who are? I don't know her. I don't know her." He either said I don't know her, or the dementia really made him forget who she was because he just said absolutely not. You're gonna suffer, and you know what? Your constituents are gonna come to you about it.
I
And I
forgot
don't
about
care.
Sarah Huckabee. I truly did.
So did he.
Oh my god.
So did he.
She took the worst pictures. She had the most unfortunate
Yeah.
pictures. And it's so bad because she is not an unattractive person, but she like took the most unattractive press photos. It was so hilariously karmic.
Oh my god.
All right,
That's
now
funny.
we can talk about Kid Rock.
Yeah, next villain.
Next villain. So, Kid
One
Rock.
of these days I'll get it right.
I'm gonna mute Kitty because you keep booming. You booming on your microphone. But we'll talk about Kid Rock. So Kid Rock, as you know, is huge Trumpy. Loves the man, goes up on every stage to let him know how much he loves him. Every interview that they let him have, I don't know why they continue to let this man go on and have interviews on any show, but he loves Trump Daddy. So it's surprising to see the headline that his restaurant in Nashville was shut down after an ICE raid where upwards of 200 people were arrested. And of those 200, there were people that worked in his restaurant in Nashville that were undocumented workers with no criminal record. So you would think, is this the FAFO for Kid Rock? Is this what's going to make him turn around and go, oh no, I didn't mean for this to happen to me? No, he went on and said, I actually don't have any involvement in this restaurant. I'm blind in my left eye. I have never seen this restaurant. I didn't even know there was a restaurant. That's crazy.
What?
The place has his name. It's got his brand. I believe you can buy his merch at the restaurant. But he's saying, I guess they're just using my name.
That's not mine. What?
That's not mine. I don't know. I don't know anything about it. So he can't go against Colt Daddy. So he was like, I love you so much, Colt Daddy. I hated that restaurant. I'm so glad. I thought it was not in business anyway. So you just saved me so much by shutting it down for me. LOL runs away. The FAFO didn't work for Kid Rock. It didn't. This probably won't affect him or his pay. He's got a lot of stuff going on in Nashville. He should know about all of it. But as somebody who years ago went to that bar on Broadway, not the restaurant, but he has like a 5-story bar, not that great. Wasn't the vibe. Wasn't the vibe at all.
Better.
Yes.
Lots of things aren't the vibe with this. There's a theme here.
There's a theme. Another restaurant where dinner.
Oh my God. So for those of you who aren't aware, Trump held a personal crypto influencer dinner, and it was a horrible disaster. A horrible one. Complete with Walmart steaks, people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they didn't even get to see the president. One of these people, Fortune Crypto, did a whole piece on Nicholas Pinto. He is a daddy Trumper who spent over $360,000 in purchases of Trump's cryptocurrency to attend a, quote, unforgettable gala dinner with the commander-in-chief, as it was advertised. However, the food had a lot left to be desired. Imagine spending hundreds of thousands of dollars thinking you're going to get like a really amazing meal from, POTUS, wined and dined, but it's not steak, it's not halibut. No, it's oh my God. It's supposed to be steak and halibut, keep in mind. But apparently, quote, everyone at my table was saying the food was some of the worst food they had ever had. The president is working to secure good deals for the American people, not for himself, but I was hoping for either Big Macs or pizza. That would have been better than the food that we were served.
Couldn't even get McDonald's. It's giving Fire Festival.
It's so bad. Oh my God. It's so bad.
Paid for the VIP and there was no VIP.
And there was no VIP. Trump never showed. And
Where's
this
the
Said
VIP?
I'm the
he was
VIP.
so upset. He didn't get to meet Trump. He didn't get to meet Elon Musk, and he was so upset. I would really love to meet Musk. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's
Said
definitely my
I
top
couldn't
person.
afford a ticket.
This man is such a daddy Trumper that he spray painted the side of his luxury Mercedes-Benz SUV $Trump.
I need these people to gain pattern recognition. He's scamming people every single week, and they get scammed, and they say, "Oh my God, I can't believe I got scammed by Donald
I
Trump.
can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this." I can't believe I got scammed by Donald Trump. This never happened.
I bought the VIP. I didn't even get to see him. They didn't even give me Big Macs for the $300,000 I spent.
He didn't even come out.
He didn't even come out. But the funniest thing of all of this is that this whole thing's happening, and everyone, of course, is like, another event on our taxpayer dollar. And don't you worry, KK Caroline said he clocked out for this event. He wasn't on his dime.
Giving us everything we need, considering that presidents only get immunity for official acts. But oh my gosh, this wasn't an official act.
He clocked out, okay?
He clocked out for
At 5:30.
This is personal. This one's personal.
And he didn't even stay.
He didn't even stay.
He said, I'm not getting paid for this.
He's sundown.
No. No.
He forgot he was supposed to show up.
Meanwhile, the 20-year-old who spent all of his money is like, damn, this sucks. I spray painted my car.
This dinner is
And I
trash.
couldn't even get McDonald's or pizza.
And they didn't even bring me a Big Mac. I literally spray painted my car.
I spray painted my car for this.
Oh, God. It's just,
dead.
I just need people to just be smarter.
Please.
But how are we to be smarter when we continue to allow what happened this week with the head of Social Security?
Apparently,
Frank.
this is what happens when you have so many people who are only qualified by their Fox credentials.
Mhm.
Faux credentials, sorry. Mispronunciation.
Yes. So let's get into it.
Meritocracy.
The guy that Trump appointed for the head of Social Security Administration, he thought he would have a little funny ha-ha moment at a town hall in which he would tell everyone, yeah, when I took this job as the lead of Social Security, I actually didn't know what Social Security was. I had to Google it. And now I'm a great Googler. I'm the great Googler.
What? Every time these people get a job, they just show up and they're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I here?
Yes, Daddy, yes. Daddy. Keep hiring these people. This is great. This is what we need. This is exactly what we need. We just need them to not know what they're doing, because everyone that does know what they're doing is apparently sucks. So just hire people that don't know what they're doing and let's hope for the best.
And remember, don't take medical advice from me, the brainworm, in charge of medical advice.
And then we got Kristi Noem. I don't really know what habeas corpus is.
They're so embarrassing. Every single one of them is telling you they don't know what they're doing. And the red hats.
He's like, the signal chat's fine. Everything's fine.
But then the supporters are like, that's right. They're going to cut that
No, they go,
abuse.
Hey, guys, you need to be nice. It's only been 130 days. You got to let them do what they got to do. Okay, you guys are being mean.
The vice president is killing everybody with handshakes.
Like, please, we don't know what we're doing.
He doesn't know what his job is. How do you not know what Social Security is? You cannot give me one reason that this full-grown man who has worked on Wall Street doesn't know what Social Security is. Guys,
He's
we
never
are
had to be
dumb.
on it.
We are dumb as a country. I don't want to hear that we're the greatest country anymore, because when somebody who has been on Wall Street, who is twice my age, doesn't know what Social Security is, we are dumb. And we should not be dismantling the Department of Education. Okay, we need it now more than ever.
I'm like nauseous thinking about this.
I was nauseous listening. Guys, it's on recording. This isn't like a fake news. It's on recording. And the recording, nobody else was laughing at this meeting. He was like, haha, LOL, right? Am I right, guys? It's so crazy. That's why I love Google. He was like doing a commercial for Google. This is so dangerous, because we are telling foreign leaders of other countries, oh, bet. They have no clue what they're doing.
I think I got some breaking news-ish. I mean, like within the last couple hours. Did you see the Donald Trump posting on Truth Social about Vladimir Putin?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
I think Putin's about to do some shit. And
Yeah.
he's like, I don't know where he is.
I wonder
He's
why.
gone
I wonder
crazy."
why
It just
he's
popped
doing
up in
some
my
shit.
thing.
Because he's looking at us like, you guys are so fucking dumb.
I've always had a good
Now is the time to do something.
I've always had a good relationship with Vladimir Putin, but something crazy has happened to him. He's got absolutely crazy. He's needlessly killing a lot of people.
Bottom line, we're so cooked.
Yeah,
We're dumb.
so
Bottom
sorry.
line,
Just popped up. Hadn't heard of it. Wasn't sure if you guys did.
so cooked.
We can pass on because everything is fucked.
We're cooked.
I think the
and
judges.
the judges
are
know.
trying to
The judges
uncook
know
us.
we're cooked, and we need to start listening to the judges. They're the only ones doing anything. We need to follow their lead. Okay, so they are talking about moving the U.S. Marshals out of the executive branch, okay, because of the things we've been talking about. They are getting sent pizza threats. They're being pizza doxed, okay, and nobody's doing anything. That is a crime. That is
A federal crime. An FBI related
and the DOJ
crime.
is like, LOL, it's fine. You're fine. So they're like, we're not fine anymore, okay? This is so bad. We're so cooked. All of your people are so dumb. We cannot. So they're like, we need to take the U.S. Marshals out of the executive branch and into the judicial one, because we are not about to be involved in this hot mess, because we've got Trump just doing whatever he wants, as always. And right now, the marshals work for the DOJ, and the DOJ reports to the president. So therefore, the judges aren't safe. They're just not. They're not safe. So they're trying to figure out a way to get themselves safe. And that would be to take the U.S. Marshals out of the executive branch so that the U.S. Marshals don't report to the president, who is outwardly trying to get them all killed, who is saying that they should all be investigated for doing their job. So if this happens, this would mean that the judges don't just get better security, they also get real enforcement power. So they could order marshals to arrest people, enforce subpoenas, seize documents, hold people in contempt, do all the things without asking for permission from the executive branch, which reports to the president. So, all those things that like the president can be like, oh, I don't want you to investigate that because they're my friend. I don't want you to investigate January 6ers because those are my people. Okay. Or the person that sent you that pizza, yeah, they voted for me. Don't do that, because that's not a good look. That wouldn't happen anymore. They wouldn't go to Trump daddy and say, hey, can we investigate this? They wouldn't need to do that anymore. So it doesn't happen overnight, guys. As always, Congress is going to have to pass this. So Senator Cory Booker already introduced a bill, but guys, open our eyes. The Republicans control the House and the Senate, so it would take Republicans voting against their own cult daddy for this to happen. And as we've seen, we can't even get our own Democratic leaders to vote
Still call
for us. So
make
still
them
call.
fear the midterm.
It could be a nothing burger, or it could be a juicy deluxe burger. I'm just saying, because it would hurt. It would hurt. If that passed, that would mean that Trump's little puppet show can't go on the way he wants it to. So the judges are pushing hard behind the scenes, and they can't make this shift alone. They need our help. And they've been helping us, guys. They've been showing up and showing out for us. So it's time for us to call our senators, put the pressure on, and say our judges should be safe. And if you're not going to protect them and they have another way to be protected, we need to do it. Don't even bring up this part of it that's like the bigger part of it, which is that they can investigate anyone. Say our judges deserve to be safe, and you're
Yep.
not keeping them safe.
Nope.
But we can't wait for
Can't wait.
we can't wait for stuff to happen overnight. So Devin, what is in place?
We are still working on the People's Sick Day. If you are new here, it is a 3-day labor strike, 3-day economic blackout that we are all heavily involved in. We now have a website up. Shout out to Caress. thepeoplessickday.com. peoplessickday.com. Go on
Easy.
there, you'll find the mission statement, you'll find the list of demands, you'll find all the ways you can participate and the ways you cannot, the ways that you can also participate if you're not able to call off for those 3 days. You can not spend any money. You cannot use any streaming services that period of 3 days. You can take your lunch to work. You can provide child services for friends or family or whoever is participating in this. There are so many things. You can wear black in solidarity. You can do all the things. Everything's covered. Okay. We got the email on the website. Go on there, go straight to Caress's TikTok, Facebook group that's created on Facebook for the People's Sick Day. Go on the link. There's a Discord link. Blowing up. There's a whole ass community in there. All right. We got subsections in there dedicated to gaming, whatever type of
Book clubs.
book club. Yes, that's the word I was trying to get.
People running for office.
We got everything. Come hang out. It's not just a doom and gloom thing. We're hanging out in there. We're sending each other gifts. Is it gifs? Gifts? Whatever.
Mm-hmm. I say gifts because it's graphic. It is a graphic. I don't care that they call it a GIF. It's a GIF because the G stands for graphic.
Yes. But come join us in there. Come join us. We are doing lives. Caress is hosting lives every single day because we're trying to get more people involved because we cannot. Devin's going to speak on this, but I'm just saying we can't release the date. So stop asking.
48 hours before.
For the date.
48 hours before.
Devin's going to freak out. You keep
Please stop
for
asking
the date,
for the date.
because you don't plan for your sickness. Your sickness happens, and that's what's going to happen. So 48 hours in advance, you're going to hear the date and you're going to go, ooh, yeah, feeling a little sick. And then you're going to either call out, or if you can't call out, you're going to do the economic blackout side. Caress and Angel covered every part of this. There is really no reason for anyone to be like against something like this or to be like, it's not time. It's time. I don't want to hear that it's not time yet. We need it to get really bad, like the worst it could ever be before something happens. We've seen this work in France. We've seen this work in South Korea. It is time, because nobody's coming to save us. They would have. They really would have. Well, maybe you can keep kicking the can down the road saying they're working on something. They're not. I need us all to wake up from that dreamland and say, we are probably going to be the revolution. And wouldn't you want to be a part of the revolution? Wouldn't you want to teach the next generation that we didn't stand down during a dictatorship?
And the People's Sick Day, by the way, can be used in so many different ways. For the short term, it's a way to experiment with the different places in your community. Say you have to go get groceries. Okay, great. You don't have to go to Walmart. Look at your local butcher shop. You have one. Almost every single place has a local butcher. Go to the local butcher, see what kind of deals they have. Go to, the Mexican grocery store. Go to the Asian grocery store. You don't have to go to Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And this is only the first one.
This is the first one. And we need people, because if we don't have the people, it's not going to have an effect. And so we're going to be posting a clip of this, of us talking about this online. And we're asking you guys to start tagging your favorite creators, people that you look to in this revolution, because that's what this is.
Aaron Parnas.
It's a revolution. Anyone that you look to and you go online and you search out who is covering everything that's happening in this administration and wants change. Because at this point, those are the people that we need to start joining the movement and getting everyone on board. These people have millions, hundreds of thousands of people watching them every day. We need somebody like that hyping this movement up, because at the end of the day, we work in numbers. And at the end of the day, we've covered everything. There is no reason a large creator would be against something like this. And if they are, that's a red flag to me. Because why
A
wouldn't
huge red flag.
you want to move forward? Why wouldn't you want the people to come together and to finally stand up and stand down in a way that everyone can participate? We've covered, again, all bases. If you can't call out because you work for the people and you should not be calling out, you can still do the no spending. You can still wear black in solidarity. You could still share it with your community because there are people who can
Something as
participate.
simple as turning on PBS Kids instead of Netflix for the day.
There is,
you know?
everything has been covered. And if it hasn't been covered, Caress and Angel will work to cover it. Trust. So send this or tag your favorite creators who you feel should be a part of this movement. Because trust, we've probably already reached out to them. So maybe they just need that extra push. So tag
And
them.
also, fuck work.
Fuck
Why do you
work.
want to go to work?
Fuck work. Honestly.
Why
But
is-
like, if you're
why is it
saving
hard on
lives,
for work?
don't, yeah.
If you're a firefighter, we don't expect you to
Please.
call out. But you know what? You could
Yes.
wear like a freaking black bracelet.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
don't spend
mean?
any money.
Yeah, you're not spending money. So that is our plea. Tag your
That's all.
creators
Yes.
in here. Let's get this going, because it's picking up fast. And we already had Charlotte make a video
Charlotte from
that's got
France.
like thousands of views.
It's got like 70K views at
That's
this point.
insane.
Yes, and inspired by the French, Charlotte in France.
And she has hundreds of thousands of followers, and she heard one pitch on this and was like, oh, I'm making a video, I'm getting involved.
Yep.
That's all it should take.
Thank you, Charlotte.
Thank you, Charlotte. Bless you, honestly.
Thank you.
For
thank you,
believing
thank
in this
you.
and immediately jumping on board and trying to help us in any way you can. We really appreciate that. And we hope more creators with a platform like hers will join in, because that's what we need. We need numbers. That's our plea. But let's move on to Mitch McConnell. Kitty's going to do a tarot reading on Mitch, because we
Take it
want to
away.
know what's going on with Mitchy Mitch.
Yeah. What's going on with that guy?
I was doing so well, and then all of the cards just decided to fall, just all of a sudden.
Fall down the stairs.
Just,
Huh.
let's see what fell down here. And I'm sorry if my mic booms. I figured it out. It's because I was hitting this thingy, which mutes it.
One again.
Justice.
Again. Mm-hmm.
A Justice Reversed came again. So this came up as my one card during our practice run for Mitch McConnell, where I was just like, yeah, this is when I'll do it. And oh, look at that. The Justice Reversed card came up. How funny. Talk about why that's hilarious in a second. We also got the Empress Reversed. Try to angle that well. So women are angry at him. Strength Reversed. And the 10 of Wands. So I'm going to give just a brief
Break her down.
little breakdown. I'm going to use my Pot Tarot guidebook. So if there are any weed references, that's why. Starting with Justice. Justice is the card marked by 11. I love it in the Pot Tarot deck. I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I'm a Libra, so I really like that
Scales.
that image of the scales. So we were laughing about this because Mr. Turtle Mitch McConnell, just like that, a reverse justice card can mean that all manner of things, internal and external, feel out of balance. As long as you're honest with yourself and those around you, you've earned the right to trust your sense of fairness. But be warned, you can't outrun karma. If your side of the street's messy, best to own up to it. Stick around and tidy up.
Oddly specific.
Tidy it up, Mitch.
Stick around, Mitch. Own up to it, Mitch. What's really
Seriously.
funny is there are 3 major arcana cards. So the major arcana are the ones with titles like the Empress, the Fool, Justice, Strength. So we have 3 of those major arcana and only 1 minor arcana, which is the Ten of Wands. The minor arcana are the Pentacles, the Wands, the Cups, and the Swords. For those who aren't as tarot savvy. The Empress reversed is Indica. So. Okay. Not surprisingly, the Empress reverse points to trouble on the home front or in the financial arena. If you haven't been focusing on these things, now's the time to take a clear-eyed look and see what needs tending to.
Maybe your
Sounds like a
constituents.
bill.
Huh.
Or a bill.
You know, this talks a lot about neglect, Mitch McConnell. Your constituents feel very neglected.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. Strength reversed is next, which is an edible. Yeah. Okay. No risk, no reward. Your very love of weed speaks to your openness. So why are you avoiding risk and conflict when it's the only path to triumph? Don't let outside voices drown out your own. Don't let fear hold you hostage. Reverse doesn't mean weakness. It just means you're not listening to your own inner wisdom.
Don't let Trump scare
Mitch
you.
McConnell, you know, you campaigned for a very long time on reducing the deficit.
That bill does the opposite.
Finally, the Ten of Wands. This one is the joints in this deck. Which?
Whole handful of
Holding
joints.
a handful of 10 joints. Okay. There is such a thing as too many joints, at least figuratively speaking. That is a lot to handle, and you might be buckling under the weight of burdens, responsibilities, and pressure. The important part is that this struggle will pay off in the end.
Oh, hopefully for us.
Mitchie, listen up. Somebody send this to
Mitch?
Mitch.
You can't outrun your karma, Mitch. I'm talking to you. You can't outrun it. Your constituents are feeling neglected. We need you to do your job. It doesn't take a whole lot to do it. It does not mean you're weak, but you do need to step up to the plate, buddy. You're almost there. Almost there. People gonna come here from everywhere. You're almost there. Do your fucking job.
Hey. All right. Let's button
And
this
now-
on up. We got the Do Not Comply in Advance Award going 2 for 2.
Harvard again. Woo!
Back to back.
They did an amazing thing where they do not comply in advance at all. You want to take away, or try to anyway, international students from Harvard? We are going to offer free classes on the Constitution and how to spot a dictatorship in real time.
S-tier trolling.
So good.
And if you would like college credit for these classes, you can do that for the low price of approximately $150.
That ain't bad for Harvard.
Not bad for
really
Harvard.
not bad at all.
We're
As
all
someone who
Harvard students.
used to work for a community college, $150 is
Ain't bad.
cheap.
Ain't bad.
Good for you, Harvard. We love you.
Good job,
You're going to
Harvard.
keep getting
Way
the
to go.
award.
But if
Love
you want
you.
to audit the class, you can do that for free. And knowledge, nobody can take that away from you, babe.
No, not in these times.
Yup.
So Harvard, congratulations. We need to get like an
Yes.
actual award
We
so that we
should.
can like
Go
hold
fund
it
us
up.
for an award.
Yeah.
Or
You know
maybe
who
make like
doesn't
a
get an award?
background with
Now
confetti.
we've got the people who don't get awards.
Nope.
Yeah, this is who doesn't get an award. That's Cory Booker, you piece of shit, you fucking idiot. Big dumb idiot. Cory Booker, if you haven't heard, Cory Booker was
Piece of shit.
the sole Democrat, dumbass,
Dumb
the
idiot.
lone Democrat to confirm Jared Kushner's dad, Charles Kushner, as the ambassador to France, who was a convicted felon.
Money.
All of the
Why would they
The
want to
Democrat,
do
they didn't
that?
need. He didn't have to do that. He didn't need to do it.
They were going to
All
win.
right,
He was
Cory
going to confirm them
Booker.
anyway.
He could have stayed at home. Okay, the Republicans don't need any Democrats in the Senate to vote for their
Yeah.
confirmations. But Cory Booker said no.
What happened to
I
we're not
remember
voting for
that.
anyone in
Cory Booker was
solidarity?
like,
We're a
wait.
united front.
What about that one time that Jared Kushner donated to my campaign, him and Ivanka back in 2014? I have to show them that I still
Oh,
like
wait.
them.
You mean that 2 years before her daddy literally ran for president, she was donating to a Democrat?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Why?
Interesting.
I do hear the baby crying. I might have to dip out a little bit early. I'm so sorry, everybody.
That's okay. It's all good.
That's okay. Family
But
first. This is
family
the family
first.
first
At least I got through
podcast.
to the most important part of my contribution here, which was the tarot.
Yes.
I do want
Yeah.
to just follow up very quickly and say fuck Disney for lots of reasons.
Yeah.
Lilo
ABC
and
and
Stitch.
Disney.
Lilo and Stitch is pissing me off, and I will leave you to talk about the rest of this. Have a wonderful day, everybody.
Yes. Kitty will be back next week.
Equity out. Camera and stuff,
Yes.
and enjoy.
All right.
Yeah.
So my thing with Cory Booker is that everyone was like, oh, bitch, you're going to need to answer to this. And he said, you know what, guys? The best I can do is give a statement to the Daily Beast and say it's because Charles Kushner is all about prison reform. And, you know, he was in prison. He knows how bad it was. And to that, I have a follow-up. And that would be, as the ambassador to France, what will he be doing for prison reform? Corey, I need you to answer that in a complete sentence. And not to the Daily Beast.
Corey.
It just shows, guys, it's all money. It's all money and fear. And ABC and Disney, you can get fucked too.
You can get fucked. I mean, ABC and Disney went to the hosts of The View and they said, "Can you please just tone it down with the anti-Trump rhetoric?" And they said, "No, we're not going to do that." I cannot see Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar at all being like, "Yeah, I agree."
Do you know who we are?
They're like, "No, we are The View."
The View. Nobody's going to view The View without us.
You can cancel it, but no, you're going to lose more. So absolutely not. They said, we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. So shout out to Whoopi. And I know it was Whoopi and Joy Behar. So
pretty much mainstream media, you are a traitor.
Oh, you're dead.
Because you're
mainstream
all bought.
Media is drawing it death.
So
yeah.
Independent is coming up, and you should all start getting your news from independent journalists. We continue to say it, but give them your time, your energy, your money, because mainstream media is bought and will always be bought. Never gonna not be bought.
Yep.
And they're a dying breed. Yes, that really did happen as our final segment. And I'm coming in with my plea to please freaking do it.
Just do it.
Just please. It is so easy, you guys. It's so easy. Just open up the episode details on Spotify, scroll past the description, and it's right there. On YouTube, the comment section, comment, DM us, message us. It's on Substack, and it's also going to be on TikTok. There is literally so many options. Please do it, because if we don't, we're going to have to get rid of the segment. And I don't want to get rid of the segment, but it takes us time to figure out all of these options and then for us to check on it all week. Okay, please. For my serotonin. I'm asking so nicely. Please. This week, we've got some fun ones. We've got Trump and Kermit the Frog going head to head in commencement speeches. But Trump took his as a sundowning opportunity to talk about gold diggers, while Kermit the Frog got a standing ovation.
Two puppets
and one who shouldn't be speaking. Which one? Next, coming from your fellow redhead. I know I'm not a redhead right now, but I'm a redhead. Annabelle. Annabelle said, we're part of the community. It's time for me to go on tour.
Burn it down.
Last week, she burned down a plantation. This week, she showed up in North Carolina and a tree falleth on the North Carolina Confederacy Museum. If the ancestors aren't screeching from beyond, telling us, please open your eyes, open your eyes, open your eyes, how many more things do you have to burn down, have trees fall on, for you guys to see that you are under attack of a dictatorship? I don't know what else we can scream to you. Okay, we need to start listening. We need to start listening to this. Next, we've got KK Caroline. KK Caroline isn't hiding the racism. She is caught in 4K, clutching her purse and pointing. Now we're like, what are you pointing at? Like something was wrong. Her face was like, oh my God, like like somebody was about to rob her blind. And then the camera panned over. It's a security guard, a black security guard, minding his business, going, that's kind of crazy that you're all here right now. And I'm on camera. This is kind of weird.
Why are you pointing at me?
The racism. I need someone to risk it all at the next press secretary briefing and ask her straight up why she won't just come out and say she's racist. I want them to play it. I want them to go, hey, put the mic right here and just play it. And then,
what are you doing here?
I don't even want to hear what she thinks is going to be her excuse. I just want to confirm yes or no. Will you just be outwardly racist and just say you're racist? Because it's getting kind of just like stupid that you won't just say you're racist. Just say it.
Say it with your chest.
Yeah. You can go watch that video in 4K. Next, we have what we talked about earlier. Harvard clapping back and saying, bet you don't want us to enroll foreign students. Cool. They can do it for free. We're going to enroll everyone. Everyone gets to learn at Harvard. You can learn about the Constitution. You can learn about the 3 branches of government. You could learn how to identify if your country is going into a dictatorship. Anyone can.
Come on. We're all going to be
Seems
Harvard
like we
graduates.
need some learning to happen here. We're all going to Harvard now. All of us are students.
S-tier.
All of us are enrolling.
S-tier trolling.
Yeah, it's great. And then finally, my fan favorite, the Pentagon is now a church. Do not get it twisted. When Pete Kegsbreath is under fire by his cult daddy by saying, what are you doing? You keep getting us in trouble. He goes, I know how to fix this. What does our cult daddy love? He loves to be worshipped. So I'm going to call in a church and I'm going to make this place a church for the cult daddy. And that's what they did. They held a worship service, not for God, not for Jesus, but for Trump daddy.
Yikes.
If not a cult, why cult shaped?
Why? Stop acting
and
like
we know that this man was drunk the night before. What can I do? My daddy hates me and I just keep drinking and then keep getting in trouble and he's going to take my job away and I'm going to have to go back to Fox. What can I do?
I keep telling people things in the chat.
Oh no. Oh wait, I know what I can do. He loves himself. I'm just going to call in the church. They got to come here and it's fine. And don't even vet them. Just let them right into the Pentagon.
It's cool.
Smash, smash, smash as he drives to work the next day. I just know how that all went down. And here's the thing. Am I shocked? No. It's not really like, yes, it really did happen. It's just funny at this point. It's like, what the funniest thing happened this week? Because none of this can be shocking anymore.
No, it's all idiocracy.
But anyways, that was the episode this week. Please follow us on all of our socials. You can follow the podcast on Spotify. You can subscribe to us on YouTube. We are on Blue Sky. We are on TikTok. We have a page on Instagram that we get super suppressed on. So if we had more followers, maybe we wouldn't get so suppressed.
We'll let some followers come in.
We have Substack that Kitty is leading the charge on. So a lot of the videos we do, she will do a written version, journalistic editorial on it. And we do want to address the fact that we did tell you guys last week that we were starting our interviews with grassroots candidates this week. We are putting a pause on that for a hot second. We will be doing it. Do not get us wrong. We will be doing it. That's very important to us. We are just putting a pause on it for the moment, but we will start up again in the next couple of weeks. So look out for that. But we didn't want you guys to say, hey, where are those? You told us those were happening this week. Sorry. We're just putting a little puzz on it. Okay, let us get our stuff together a little bit. And then we will be coming at you with those. Again, they will be little, like, they're not bonus episodes, but they will be outside of this episode. So probably a little bit later in the week, like Thursday, Friday, we'll post just the interview. And we're excited for it. It's still happening. But anywho, that is episode 8. Enjoy your Memorial Day if you have it off. If not, just start planning to get a little sick. Maybe you can take a day off in the future. Maybe 3.
1, 2, 3, half day. And say thank you to a vet if you see one.
Yes. And also join, message us if you want a link to the Discord server for the People's Sick Day. But anyways, thank you for joining. Don't ask where it is. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a great week, and we will see you on Monday. Bye.